With my And it's a big welcome to the next stage of the tour of Major League Show Jumping. This time we're in Canada, and for the very first time here at the Angelstone Tournament venue. And for the very first time, a 5-star here in Ontario. Lots of ways to follow along over the 2 weeks and throughout the series as well. MajorLeagueShowJumping.com on the website, and of course the Major League Show Jumping app as well. Here's a little tour on what to find.
Life, like work, is always in progress. You'll never really run out of things to do. It means you'll always have something new to learn. You might even discover something better. Sure, it can be hard, but you gotta be tough, like your Kubota. Because as long as you power through, you'll keep on moving forward. Kubota, for Earth, for life.
Caladay is proud to support the inaugural season of the Major League Show Jumping Series and be outfitting the top riders in the world as they compete for over $7 million in prize money over 10 events at North America's premier show jumping venues. Founded in 2014 to provide American-made luxury equestrian apparel, Caladay is known for its high-quality products and its modern take on the storied equestrian lifestyle. Visit the Caladay booth by the Grand shop the entire collection, as well as the official Major League Show Jumping apparel and merchandise.
When every second counts, the surface matters. Premier Equestrian features Pro-Tex footing product and Auto Sport base mats. Mats absorb up to 40% of the concussion. Pro-Tex provides maximum stability. Premier Equestrian is the official footing partner of Major League Show Jumping. Contact us about your arena at premierequestrian.com.
BFL goes the extra mile just by always being there when you need them. It doesn't matter if it's a weekend, it doesn't matter if it's after hours. If you need them, they're there.
It is really important to have horse people insuring you in the horse business because they know our sport, they know our business, and they help you understand what is covered, what is not covered.
It's integral to have horse people insuring us. BFL are horse people. So we get great confidence that they know what they're doing when it comes to our coverage.
I couldn't be happier with my coverage with BFL. They're a fantastic company, and I'm so thankful to be associated with them.
what Major League Show Jumping is all about. After 2 rounds of the Major League Show Jumping in Traverse City, it's the Eye Candy team that lead the way on 18 points. 3 other teams on 11 points so far. They are the Lucky Charms, the Diamond Devils, and the Roadrunners. Just 1 point behind the Crusaders in 5th place at the moment on 10. Blazing Sevens on the 7. AM United on 5. And Otomi Warriors on 5 as well. Going into the Angel Stone tournaments, it's all to play for with Eye Candy in the lead. Major League Jumping Round 1, everything you need to know. There are 8 teams competing in Round 1, and the order is decided by a draw. The ideal position, pole position, is to go last. There are 3 riders per team in Round 1. Every round of the 3 riders counts towards the team total, in this case faults and time, and a combined score of all 3 for the final team score. The rankings are decided by faults first and foremost. If you drop below the cut line, you're out. Stay above the cut line and you're on to round 2 as part of the top 4. 4 in, 4 out. It's this simple for round 1. Go fast, no rails, stay above the cut line, and you're into round 2.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Angel Stone. What an incredible experience this is set to be. This is the first time we've had Major League Show Jumping here in Canada, and it is a packed house. The VIP looks wonderful, and we are getting set to go here in the main stadium here. An incredible group of athletes here. This is the first time we've had 5-star show jumping here in Eastern Canada, and what a great pleasure it is to present a new format. A new format. Major League Show Jumping is a new and innovative experience that has the second tour stop here in Toronto. We're just coming off the tour stop down in Michigan, and we can't wait to get set to go here for this competition. Tonight we'll be leading off with some great visitors here to Angel Stone for the first time. We'll be starting off with a team of the Blazing Sevens, and they'll be getting set to go in just a moment, and we will switch over to the course walk right now. If you look up onto the screen, we've got our interactive graphic right now of the first round. That's the Angel Stone Stadium there, and you can follow the marker around the course here, so you'll know what to expect here as we head into the first round of competition. As we were saying before, it's all about making it through. There's 8 teams to start. We're going to be looking to pass 4 teams on to round 2. So the competition will be heated. They'll be each fielding 3 riders throughout the competition. and the scores will be tabulated.
It's the in-gate and to next on course at 10A and 10B. And then moving up on the 5 of the 6 strides to fence 11. To our final fence on course is going to be fence 12. All three.
All right, and we're just getting set to go now in the main stadium. The horses are warming up. The tension is building. It's going to be an exciting night of show jumping indeed. Major League Show Jumping, 5-star, coming your way.
And here's the order of go, the teams that you're going to see. We start with the Blazing Seven, so you're going to see all 3 riders for a team. This is the draw that came out the other day. Eye Candy get the prime draw, which is interesting because Eye Candy are the team that lead the championship at the moment by 7 points. So each team puts their 3-rider score together. Otomi Warriors, their 3 riders will go, they will get a score. Roadrunners, all 3 riders go, they get a score, and so on until we finish up with 8 teams all with a score. 4 will advance to round 2. 4
all right, order
will
of
have
go
the rest
right now.
of the
Here are the
evening
teams.
off.
We've got the
That's
Blazing
how it
Sevens here.
works. But an exciting set of teams coming up for you. We'll take them through for you in detail in a few moments' time. But we are also going to be taking you through exactly how they break down. Let's give you a quick rundown of each of those teams. Eye Candy, interesting one for them. As I say, leading the championship by 7 points so far. 2 Canadians in there, in Amy Miller and Jacqueline Stephens. And joined by Irishman Paul O'Shea. Lucky Charms, winners of the first stage of this fantastic series, the Major League Jumping. It's Andrew Burns, Lacey Gilbertson and Shane Sweetenham. Little change around in their team this time will be interesting to see. Diamond Devils, Bliss Hears, Erin Ballard and Natalie Dean. AIM United, bit of climbing to do for them. They're only on 5 points in the series so far. Brianne Guttal-Marteau, Catherine Tyree and Ashley Bond. And interesting for the first out for there, Brianne has not jumped here all week, so she's coming out fresh. And for the Crusaders, experience in there, Matt Cohn, Peter Leone, Molly Ash Corley. Roadrunners, which is bringing in 2 of the members of the gold medal winning team from the World Championships, Adrian Sterlitz and McLean Ward, and alongside the super fast Caitlin Campbell. Otomi Warriors will be second out, and it is going to be John Perez, who's their last rider. Daniel Rehan, picking up a silver medal at the Young Rider Championships just last week, will go second, and Nicholas Bizarro, the Olympic rider for that group. The Mexican rider starting us off with Disneyland. Blazing Seven's going to be first. The team's out with Nicolette Hurt and Chandler Meadows and Lauren Huff, all making up that team. So through the order of each of the squads, and now we'll be moving on to the national anthem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was great.
Well, we're going to take you through each of the teams here tonight, and the first of our teams is going to be the Blazing Sevens. So looking forward to how they feature here. Nicolette Hurt, Chandler Meadows and Lauren Huff. Well, coming into the first of our teams, and delighted to say alongside me is Nancy Wetmore herself. Grand Prix rider, she's trained, she's done everything. She's a master of all things, including in the commentary box, and I've invaded for this week. Nancy, welcome. We're going to start with the first of our teams here, the Blazing Sevens. Nicolette Hurt, Chandler Meadows and Lauren Huff. Combined score, as I said, of all three riders together. Fulton time in this first round. An interesting course set by Oscar Sobron. Nancy, let's just have a little look around what to expect here.
Well, I think what to expect. I spoke to Oscar earlier and I said, are they going to have their work cut out for them tonight? And he just very solemnly said, yes. So I think they do, because right away they're coming into the triple. Oxer coming in, she had the front rail down. 2.45 m verticals, one stride between everything. Wide Oxer at 4, then again, speed is the answer here, a turnaround. Very wide Oxer again. Oh, lovely effort over that. And one of the tallest verticals on course,
yeah.
1.50 m, has a Liverpool underneath that can sometimes cause a problem. Fence number 7. Now, this is an unusual part of the course, and I think it'll play out in the jump off. You have an option here. She pulled, and unfortunately had that rail down. Whichever option you take, it's going to be add up to the same strides. Yep. One is 7 and 8, and then it's 8 and 7. So, oh dear, that did not end well, unfortunately.
No, unfortunately not. But I'm afraid our first is going to be eliminated. Nicolette Hurt. She's all okay, and with Florette, unfortunately parting company there. So we'll just gather them back up. I say it's not the end of the line because the other riders can go and it still gets counted within the score, but nice to see an audience here in Angelstone here this week as well as we come to the first of the events, I think, to really bring that back in. And our first, unfortunately, just having an early stop there for the Blazing Sevens. And, well, puts them on the back foot, I'm afraid, for the teams. It's a team on 7 points so far, in 7th place in the order, in fact, of our lineup of teams at the moment. And just heading on out. So, I say not the end of the road, because then the other team riders will go still. Chandler Meadows is going to be a second team rider out there with Zamia 3. She was on the team in Traverse City as well, placed in Lexington so far this year too. And then finally, it'll be their team captain in Lauren Huff and Paloma.
And you'll see that Chandler has number 4 on her back. That's her number within the team. There are actually 6 riders in each team, and 3 come to each event. So that's why she has number 4, and you could see a number 1 or 2 or 5. So that gives you a little bit of idea where she places within her team.
Yeah, it gives it some of it based around world rankings, and we'll see a few of those a little bit later on up there in the top few in the world, which is going to be interesting to see. It's also a great chance for some newer riders also to get some experience here.
Oh, definitely.
So Blazing Sevens, second ride to go, Chandler Meadows and Zamia 3.
Great ride through the triple. As I say, it comes early, and that's it's usually one of the bigger efforts on course. And to hit them with that right out of the box is sometimes a bit testy. Nine strides down to that Liverpool. And Stephen, I always find this time of the evening maybe plays a little bit with the jumps as well. It's not quite dark and it's not quite light. You can see a tiny little bit of a shadow. She chooses the outside. Again, it's an option. They can do the left or the right. Roll back to 10AB, and that's a big vertical coming off that turn, and she just tips that front rail with the front legs.
Well, they're finishing off their round, and it is going to be completion there. Just with the 4 at 80.99 for Chandler Meadows. Just finishing on the 4, as I say, in this round, it's table A, what's called nationally, rather internationally. In fact, picks up the one-time fault there as well. So going to be a total of 5 there for them. Time allowed, I think, was 77, the time allowed.
79, I think.
79. 79, so it is going to be the one-time fault to add there as well. 80.99 there for Chandler Meadows and Zamia 3. So I think a little bit of team discussion there, whether they're going to go and field their last rider or decide to call it a day. It is Nick Pizarro down there, so he's actually going to be for the Otomi Warriors. So I think Blazing Sevens deciding to calling it a day after their unfortunate elimination with their first rider. So we're going to be moving on to the Otomi Warriors by the looks of it. And they're going to be the next of our teams, made up of Nicholas Pizarro, Daniel Rija, and John Perez.
Stephen, as it goes along, the strategy of the team leader really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, is deciding on who's going to be your anchor rider, if you like, from the sense of view of you might be first, you might be last to go. There's all sorts of different ways of playing the tactics for this. Otomi Warriors are going to head in, and as you can see on the screen, Nicholas Pizarro, Disneyland, Daniel Rija, and Chusa Show Z, and John Perez and Gerda Nike for the Otomi Warriors. So a sticky start, I'm afraid, for the Blazing Sevens, and they've decided to put that to bed for the evening. And we will go on to the Otomi Warriors, and with Otomi, one of the venues coming up later on the year, down in Mexico. 2 riders for Mexico and 1 rider for Colombia, who was a winner with us a little bit earlier on today as well. So we're going to get a good idea with this first team to complete, and we will be going into the Otomi Warriors then with Nicholas Pizarro. Nick, an Olympic rider, competed in London in 2012, World Championships as well, and a good one to kick off for the team. And again here, not quite sure where we go. I think possibly Nick, the anchor rider, we'll see. Putting himself first in the net, over the top. Here we go.
And I think this is a younger horse as well, and we watched it yesterday. It jumped beautifully. See how he makes out in a table A against the clock class.
Through the triple combination.
Beautiful. A little long in between to a little short coming out.
Still keeping the clear at the moment. Decent turn back for Nick Pizarro. Roll back here. Again, this is where we play the decision time.
Exactly. We haven't seen anybody choose the right-hand standards yet, or the right-hand jump yet.
I think it's going to be interesting, having seen one team go out already. It seems whether they're going to play careful and just go for the clear, and then maybe reserve, because that option is going to come up into the next 2 rounds as well.
Well, and each one of these teams wants to be in the top 4, so it's not such a bad strategy. And that's where it comes into play, the third rider, whether you save your best and your fastest to the last or not. But
well, there we
get clear round.
It is clear 81.01. That's how to do it. Let's say a little bit of a sticky start with the Blazing Sevens, but now it is the Otomi Warriors coming into the game. They're on a score of 5 as well over the championship, so they need to lift themselves off the lower end of the table at the moment. So good result here. He's actually just picking up the one-time fault as well. So he's going to be 1. To be absolutely correct on that. 81.01, as we said, time allowed of 79 seconds. So 1 time fault there for Nick Pizarro. Daniel Rija going second. and choose a shoe. The young rider, he in fact was individual silver at the Young Rider Championships in Traverse City just last week on this horse as well. So he's hot foot on the back of success. Should hopefully be full of confidence and ready to go. And
he's wearing number 1 on his back.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. He's hoping that that's the case for his team.
So the Otomi Warriors at the moment on a score of 1. And now on to this super young talent from Mexico. He's been competing up in America in Traverse City through much of the summer as well in the build-up to those Young Rider Championships. And he'll be on home ground at Otomi later on in the year. Daniel, careful through his triple combination. Now, interestingly, he's used a lot of doubles this week so far. This is the first time he's
we were saying that earlier. He had 3 doubles last night, and now he throws this in, and again at the third jump as well. Whoa!
Ooh, big one.
Stood way back from that oxer, but the horse just aired it.
Steadying off that vertical. And time is a bit of a factor here, as we've seen so far.
Once again, choosing the left. The same striding. It's just the angle that's going to come into play. Oh, another beautiful jump, but he almost came down on that back rail. He just tapped it, but not hard enough for it to fall. Little luck on his side tonight.
Yeah, just gives it a ripple there, and will be over the last good round for Daniel Rihan. And Choose the Shoe Z, as say, coming on the back of that silver medal from the Young Rider Championships. We're going to time for you. It's going to be 76.79, so that's going to be inside the time. So that's clear. So it is 1-0 so far for the Otomi Warriors, with 1 rider to come. So you add 3 scores together. That's how this works.
Looking good at the moment.
And so the third rider is John Perez. John coming on the back of a win a little bit earlier on. Won with this horse in Otomi down in San Miguel in Mexico earlier on this year as well. He's also been going very well in Traverse City in the last few weeks too. And Gerda Nike is a horse that certainly could produce some pace here for the team that were 5th and that second stage of the series in Traverse City as well. So Nick Pizarro with the 1, Daniel Rihan with the clear, and John Perez now to put his score together. And remember, all 3 count. So it's certainly not done until the last rider has jumped the last fence.
And the time, of course, comes into play as well. It's not only just a clean round that we're sort of used to, okay, they have a clean round, but all those time scores add up as well. And he cut nicely around the Palmies jump. Coming to the triple. Can't blast into it, though. Meter 45, a little rub with the front feet on that vertical. Nice turnaround. This oxer is quite wide here.
Yeah, 150 over the water as well. Time-wise, based on Daniel Rihan's round, could be okay with this. Squares up to get a full right angle.
Added a stride there as well, which does add to his time.
Got a couple of fences to go, and I think he's going to run very close to time. But even if the team finishes on a couple at the end of this, on 2 maybe, with another time fall here, it's not the end of the world. Yes, there it is. So it is going to be 80.39, so that's going to add a time fault in there as well. And so it is going to be a score of 2 for the team overall for the Otomi Warriors. And so the Otomi Warriors on that score of 2. Hopefully that's enough to take them into round 2. We'll just have to wait and see. Now remember, when they get into round 2 as well, they go back to 0. So they're not going to be carrying that through. It's just a case of get through round 1. And then
yeah,
just
that's
keep
the main aim, to be one of those top 4 teams. If you're below the cut line, you're heading to the bar.
You might as well go back to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good stuff there from the Otomi Warriors. To say they could do with some points. They've had a sticky start so far to the season on 5 points at the lower end of the table at the moment. Eye Candy at the top of the championship leaderboard at this stage. And we're getting set for the Roadrunners. In they come is Adrian Sterlix and Lafayette Van Overus. And competed in Traverse City in the second stage there. And alongside her team is Caitlin Campbell and McLean Ward as well.
This is a great team and a fast team. All 3 of those riders are lightning fast. And she came in with some authority. I think she's going to really try and cut the time down.
Well, this is a very fast horse indeed. It'll be interesting to see Adrian Sterlix, the options that she takes here.
Let her horse have a little look at the Liverpool and a few of the other jumps.
Yeah.
Never hurts.
Adrian in the lineup of last night's big class as well. And so we've got 2 members of this team that were on the World Championship team that won gold in Tryon in 2018 as well. So it's a pretty strong team.
And the gold medal winner
yeah.
this year. Wow, she's off to a great start. Now we're seeing some action.
Now, again, they might decide, having seen just the 2 time faults there of the Otomi Warriors, that maybe a little bit more pace is needed to guarantee that spot in the next round.
Great through the triple. And a nice slice to this jump. Wow, what a beautiful shape over that jump. His knees were right up to his nose. Just beautiful. Had a peek down at that Liverpool, and that's what it's there for. Just stuttered off the ground, caused the rail.
So again,
there
with
we go. She took the right-hand option. It doesn't have to, it does lead you into almost making like a dog leg.
Yeah.
Rather than direct. Another -1.50 vertical there at the Pommies.
And so clearing the last there to finish on the 4 and 79.29. So I think they might just squeak the 1 time fault there as well. In fact, it's been extended to 82 seconds. So time allowed has been extended to 82. So actually that alters the team score for the Otomi Warriors as well. It brings them onto a 0 score. We get news of that from our judges. So thank you to the team there. And it means just the 4 there for Adrian Sterlix. So let's just spin back on that. Otomi Warriors then will be on 0 with the time allowed extended to 82 seconds. Right. And there it is. Adrian Sterlix will just finish on the 4. 4 into the score for the Roadrunners with Caitlin Campbell going second. Paulina de Lescaut. Fast rider.
Very fast rider.
Yeah. Started a career on the East Coast, now based over on the West Coast. A little bit of pressure going on each of these riders as we go through, though with McLean Ward as the last to go. I think he's had enough pressure in the last few weeks. I think he'll be cool and calm.
Well,
here.
I think when we were out walking the course, he said he felt quite a bit more relaxed this evening. I said, maybe it's the Canadian air. Well, that could be part of it, he said.
Yeah.
But I think alluding to the clutch ride in the Olympics in Tokyo. He actually did seem quite relaxed, which you really don't see him. He's usually such a consummate professional. He's usually so serious out in the course walk.
So you can see that.
Nice turnaround there. Just adding a few strides here and there, but clean jumping, that's important. One more to go.
Time now, there's a bit more breathing space in that now at 82 seconds. She's going to be round inside that at 76-77. So it is a clear for Caitlin Campbell and Polina Lesko. So 4 and clear so far for the Roadrunners. And as I say, Otomi Warriors are on the 0 score. Key is get in. McLean Ward is going to be last to go for the Roadrunner team on the 4 faults at the moment. And McLean with Blossom Z. First time appearance for him as part of the Major League Jumping. As you said, he's been a little bit busy in the last few weeks.
He has been. Team
silver medal, of course, in Tokyo. Fantastic ride from him. And, of course, to all the team there, for Laura Crouch and Jessica Springsteen. But a sensational performance by Sweden as well for the goal. But McLean adding to this list of medals. The cabinet is weighty with trophies and with medals from championships.
And I think adding to his list of super horses is this one. I watched watched Blossom go last night. Unfortunately, had the last jump down, which was a Liverpool. So I think McLean will have a leg on this evening. But wow, I was impressed. Just super jumper.
Yeah, team that have made the podium already. That was on the first leg in Traverse City.
McLean wasting no time.
Ooh.
Oh, just cutting down on that back rail.
Now, the key is keep it clean. I mean, he might want to put a bit of speed on this, which he's going to, because it could be the difference between being in or out.
No problem with the Liverpool this evening, and a quick roll back to fence number 7.
Inside line for McLean.
Setting up nicely for this this vertical. When you walk out there, it just looks like it's just hanging right up there. Not a lot to back them off. I think this is probably one of our fastest times. Oh, and just did not round up at that Oxer at all. Just sort of jumped at it and did not keep her form.
Well, unfortunately, it just means 8 there for McLean Ward. It's 4 from earlier on from Adrian Sternlichten, and it's Caitlin Campbell on the 0 score. So it's going to be a total of 12 overall for the Roadrunners. So
I think this is one of his less experienced horses, and may not even have jumped under the lights before as well. Makes a difference.
Yeah. Little shake of the head, unfortunately. Well, they could be in yet. We've just got to wait and see. The Crusaders are on the horizon, our 4th team out. So we've had a mix of scores. We've had one team that have called it a day already. We've had a clear from the Otomi Warriors and 12 from the Roadrunners. Crusaders are going to be the 4th team out. Matt Cohn, Peter Leone and Molly Ash-Corley. Conqueror, Cedric and Bedien are going to be the horses. Now, again, we're talking about medals in here. We've got 2 Olympic silver medalists in this lineup as well.
That's right.
We've got one of them for Canada and one for the USA, and a fantastic Grand Prix rider as well.
This is a newer mount for Mac. He lost some time training and showing this horse with COVID, had a little injury when he first got it in Florida and had to give it a bit of a break, and then showing sort of stopped. So now he's finally, I think this is the first season he's really actually been able to campaign him regularly, and it shows. The horse looks so much more experienced.
So Matt Cohn going to go first on Conqueror. Then it's Peter Leone and Cedric. Then it's Molly Ash-Corley and Bedien. There should be a little, hopefully, I think this is going to be a little display of jumping, a little masterclass.
I think it will be. This is quite a scopy big horse. Again, he's probably not at the very top of his learning curve, but got a lot more experience this year. Look at that hind end, just amazing. Mac takes so much time with his horses and really puts a lot of thought into their flat work to develop them. And as the horses mature, you see how they change under his tutelage. Little slow coming in there, but jumped the jumps beautifully. Again, their strategy could be, let's get everybody clear, get in the top 4. But also this horse is extremely deceiving because he has a massive stride. And he looks like he's going so slowly, and you look at the clock and think, how did he do that?
Covering the ground well so far.
Huge jump over there. Just a ton of scope with this horse. Big effort through there.
Well, it looks like Matt Cohn going to be showing the way for the Crusaders as their first rider. Time's going to run a little bit close. He may just pick up time. It's 83.24. He's going to pick up the 1 for time there for Matt Cohn. By looks of that, with the time allowed at 82 seconds. Yes, it is just the 1 there for Mac and Concoureur.
That's a shame, but I think a lot of his time was lost up in the air. I mean, he jumped some huge jumps. Just a tick over.
Yeah. Well,
it's all it takes.
It's all it takes, but not the end of the world.
Not
yet, anyway. We've got to see how the rest of the teams get on.
Sometimes if you miss out on the top 4 or a win with a 1 point against you, it's a bit frustrating to say the least.
Peter Leo now, we mentioned the silver medals, another Olympic silver medalist with Cedric 84 today, though. And it is Peter Leo, many-time Grand Prix winner, both the US and, of course, competitor across the world. Fabulous to have him as part of the teams as well. And as I say, teams up with Molly Ashcawley, which makes for a really sensational team here. Looking forward to this one. So the score has already been laid down by Matt Cohn. 1 time fault with Concoureur. Peter Leone, as they say, you're up.
Gosh, I don't think there's anything much that Peter hasn't done. As you pointed out, championships, and I don't think there are very many important shows that Peter hasn't attended and done well. Those Leones are a riding family. Tightly around the Pommies vertical. Another good turn into the triple. They're all jumping this oxer off the turn extremely well.
Yeah.
Fence number 7, not so wide, but tall enough.
Peter just plotting his way around so far.
He is. Keeping all the rails up while he's doing it.
Just a tap there.
Just a tap at that 1.50 m Pommies jump.
Time should be okay. Let's have a look at it. 81.87 just inside the time, so it's clear there for Peter Leone. And he teams up that score with Matt Cohn. So just 1 for the Crusaders so far. That's pretty good.
It sure is, and you can just see how the screws start tightening to stay in these top four teams.
Pressure goes on Molly Ashcawley then as the last of their team for the Crusaders. Verdien. So Peter Leone, the 1 time fault. No, 1 time fault carried forward for the team. 1 time fault for Matt Cohn. Clear for Peter Leone. Molly Ashcawley and Verdien. Put some good wins together, including down in Wellington this year. Placed in Upperville as well. Team that were already on the podium in the 2nd stage in Traverse City. That was Peter Leone, Molly Ash, and Sandra Volpi as well.
What a beautiful shape through there. This horse seems to be, I'm going to call him studious. He just studies every jump before he takes off. You can just see he drops his nose, takes a look, and then up he goes.
Says, okay, off we go.
Yep. Looks fine from this vantage point. Love to see the different styles of the horses and the riders and what makes everything work. Great shape through there.
One fence to go for Molly Ashcawley.
Good.
Time's okay. Oh, and a good one.
It.
And a very good one. 78 seconds the time allowed. So she's producing the 0 as well. So a score of 1 for the team only for the Crusaders. And we'll start to see that cut-off line coming into play in one more team's time, because we've got scores for 3 teams. Like I say, the early team for the Blazing Sevens electing not to go forward. So there we see the completion of the team for Molly Ashcawley, Peter Leone, and Matt Cohn. But they're on the 1. Otomi Warriors are on the 0. And Roadrunners are on the 12 so far. Now for Team AIM United, it is going to be Brianne Gutalmato, Kat Tyree and Ashley Bond on the team this time. Brianne with Viva Colombia. Kat Tyree was a winner already here this week with Newton, and Ashley Bond, who makes her first team appearance with Lazy. So for AIM United, they're a team in the championship on 5 so far, and just looking to pick up a few more points here as they're down at the lower end of the table at the moment in terms of the championship race. Brianne coming out fresh. We haven't seen her this week.
No, we haven't. And she was up just introducing the Liverpool to her horse. I think Oscar has that Liverpool sort of heading into where the lights are shining down, and I would think at this point of the evening there's just a little glint off the water in the Liverpool, which can really cause a problem.
Brianne, lovely rider to watch. Fabulous career already. She's won everything from the American Gold Cup to being part of US teams. Little touch
beautiful
there.
Through there. She's very forward riding and very light in her seat. Has a sort of a very unique style to her. She did ride a little bit hard to that Liverpool, so she perhaps thought there might be an issue, but so far so good. This horse gives a great effort. Really loves to throw those back legs out and open up his hips, and looks like he could jump another 2 or 3 holes higher.
Coming in,
that was
and
beautiful.
yeah, a good
beautiful
finish.
Round.
78-31, Brianne Gutalmato and Viva Colombia produces a clear. Now the pressure starts to go on the other teams as the clears are starting to come out. And again, they're not putting too much speed into it, enough that they're getting inside that time allowed, but they're not trying to race around here, are they?
That's right, because the top 4, that's what they're aiming for.
Yeah. Clear it looks like clears are the premium, so get the clear, get the job done. Kat Tyree going to be second up for AIM United. Newton Van Ted Kukelhoff, winner for her yesterday. Hopefully that brings them some good luck here as well. Confident run needed from the second run for the AIM United team. Then Ashley Bond last to go with Lazy.
And we know that won't be the case.
Lazy. Why the horse is called Lazy? It's everything but.
No, not with her. He's an amazingly fast rider, even in first rounds. Big jump over the Path Oxer.
Oh, and in trouble here.
Just ran right into the front of that Oxer, and both the front and back rails coming down. There's a lot of color when they come around the turn to that jump. They're all the same color, and it can sometimes appear to the horse as a maze, I think.
Yeah.
And that's one of Oscar Soberon's, I think, trademarks, is his use of color with jumps. And the Liverpool coming down, so on 8 at the moment.
Yeah, comes squeaky moment for AIM United. So needs to keep the rest of the fences up to try and keep them in the game. It would still only put the team on 8. That still puts them ahead of the Roadrunners so far, but does put them in the danger position. Last fence stays up, and they'll be around in 79.83. And so it is a score of 8 for the second rider for AIM United. Catherine Tyree, so clear and 8 so far. And pressure goes on Ashley Bond. Ashley basically, I don't think he's got a lot of option here. There isn't any much wriggle room. It's got to be clear. There's 4
yeah,
and
she is never
real danger
slow
zone.
at the best of times in any competition. So I think we're going to see her well within the time allowed, and she just needs to keep the jumps up.
Ashley hailing from Hidden Hills, California, and first time on the team this season. Has also been out competing at the Olympic Games in Tokyo. So this has been the first opportunity to really head in for the team.
And she may look fast, but this is normal. This is normal for her. That's just her style. Works for her. And she has a deadly eye.
Yeah.
She just seems to get right to the right spot, right out of the gallop.
Ooh, flyer.
Everything is forward. Quick turn back to fence number 7. And let's see what she does here. The 8 strides. And the 8. Big jump over that.
Yeah.
If she keeps these last few jumps up, this is going to be a great score.
Rest of the team watching on. This to keep the team score to 8 if they go clear. And there we go. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So team score will stay at 8 for AIM United. Brianga Telmarteau, Kat Terry and Ashley Bond, just the 8 coming in the middle there. And so for them, that puts them in 3rd place at the moment. Remember, Otomi Warriors on the 0 score, the Crusaders on the 1. AIM United on 8 and Roadrunners on the 12 so far with our 4 completed teams. Diamond Devils coming up. Bliss Hears, Erin Ballard and Natalie Dean as the next of our teams. And we're going to take a look at their little video as well. And you can see Nal Nassar up there, picture of him. He's also part of the Diamond Devils. Not this week, but of course the team of 6 overall. They can pick from their squad through each of the 10 stages of the Major League Jumping. So heading on out. And they will just have to wait and see whether 8 is good enough to get into round 2, the Diamond Devils. So for the team for the Diamond Devils, Bliss Hears, Erin Ballard, Natalie Dean, an all-lady team. And a dangerous team to boot. I think all of these ones can go fast. Bliss Hears will go first with Goodbye. And then it's going to be Erin Ballard and Jack van Kattenhey, and then Natalie Dean and Danse Diamant for the team here. So Bliss Heers to lead things off. She's been a Grand Prix winner in the last few weeks in Traverse City. Was second with this horse in the 5-star in Traverse City on 2 occasions as well. So it's certainly got some speed about them. So Bliss Heers hailing from Las Vegas.
This is a fast team, and Erin was on a roll today. I think she won, was she not first and second?
Yep.
In the speed class earlier in the day, so she's on a roll. And Bliss starting out with a good head of steam. Quick turnaround. A little wiggling down to the Liverpool, but she got it done.
Ooh, a little clip there.
Just popped down on that back rail. And that Oxer's not that wide, so he just didn't read it properly. She needs to keep that at 4.
Just the 1 fence to go. Time is good, and we'll finish on just the 4 there for Bliss Heers. And there with goodbye. Well, hopefully it's not goodbye to the Diamond Devils. Hopefully we're going to see them into the next round. We will see, but remember at the moment 12 faults is in our top 4. So basically they want to be better than that, but ideally even better than that, because 2 more teams to come after that. So the team that even AIM United that are in 3rd at the moment could well not be going through. We'll wait and see. Second rider for the Diamond Devils, as we said, is Erin Ballard. Good Canadian link here. And for the home rider, Jack van Kattenhey for her.
Oh yeah, we're just thrilled to see Erin back home for a couple of weeks anyhow. Yep. She said it's a bit of a tease to her because it's only 2 weeks and then she's off again, but great to see her even for these 2 shows. She's always competitive. This horse is very, very quick in the air, which is nice for a class like this. Wrist, said a horse. She just landed on its neck and twisted a little bit, and says she doesn't really want to find out what's wrong with it because she's far too busy. So she just has it strapped up, but I'm sure it's not comfortable. You'd never know it by this ride, though. Great through the double. And a good time as well.
Coming home on the clear, and Erin Ballard delivers on home ground. It is going to be clear for Erin. So team score of 4 so far for the Diamond Devils. 4 and a 0. And as you say, follows on from a very good day here in the first place. So we'll be happy enough with that, I think. Diamond Devils, one of those 3 teams second on the leaderboard at the moment on a score of 11 in the overall championship. Final rider then for the Diamond Devils is going to be Natalie Dean, Danse Diamant. Very good winners in Michigan this year as well. Fabulous combination together, and pressure goes on them, but they seem quite relaxed about it.
She seems to be as cool as can be. It certainly belies her age, but she's beautifully mounted, and it sure shows she's a winner. Oh, stuck off the ground there, but cleared that back rail. Oh.
Ooh, and this is why.
Yeah, he jumped way up over A and just did not get the distance to B. just gave an absolute huge effort and landed really shallow.
And this is where the team competition gets really interesting,
Yep.
because suddenly a team that were in a strong position are in a weaker position again. And of course, there's going to be time coming into this as well.
That's right. It's a little long between A and B of that triple, and then shorter from B to C, and she just got caught. Making up for lost time now. I'm not sure it's all going to work, but doing the best she can. Not giving up in any way, shape, or form. Really tight rollback to 10AB.
Oh, and this is going to see the Diamond Devils dropping below.
Yeah, it is.
The Roadrunners, I'm afraid. So 92.81, so there's going to be time to add in there as well. Minimum of 12. It's going to be 15 overall, 245.52. So for them, it means that the Roadrunners stay in, and unfortunately means the Diamond Devils drop out. Out of the top four. Otomi Warriors, Crusaders, AIM United, and the Roadrunners make up our top four so far.
Yeah, she's pretty disappointed in that for sure.
So you can see the team about to come in are the Lucky Charms. First of two teams left to come. And they're the team that won the opening stage in Traverse City a few weeks ago. This time it's made up of Andrew Burns, of Lacey Gilbertson, and Shane Sweetenham with Birdie Detho. With Lucky Charms, good luck to them. Can they follow on from that win? And they're in second on 11.
Wow, that's a great team.
Well, when we go to the Lucky Charms, you can see the cut line there on our graphic. We'll tell you exactly how it's going. So Diamond Devils, we saw there dropping below the cut line, so they drop into fifth. So the four teams that are in at the moment are the Otomi Warriors, the Crusaders, AIM United, and the Roadrunners are still in there at the moment with two teams left to go. Lucky Charms, Andrew Burns will go first. Then it's Lacey Gilbertson, and then it is Shane Sweetenham for the team. Darkito by Zansmail and Birdie Detho as the horses that they'll ride. As I say, they won the first stage.
And these two Irishmen.
Yes.
They're like greased lightning, as they say. The pair of them are really fast.
So Andrew Burns going first on Darkito, Grand Prix winning ride for him earlier on this year as well. Now again, knowing the scores that they've got, they know the premium is getting the clear now, because only with two teams left to go, essentially, if you think a little bit ahead, if you're 4 faults or better, you're in. Otherwise, you're competing against AIM United for the 8 fault spot. But maybe I'm getting too complicated.
I'm sure they've thought that strategy out.
I think the strategy is get in, jump clear, get it done.
That's right. Although Andrew's not wasting any time either. Andrew very well mounted at the moment between this one and one of my favorites, the Sea-Top Blue.
Yep.
Which we saw yesterday. Oh, just pecked that rail. Light touch in front. The material is so light nowadays, that's all it takes. This horse is so quick in front, I'm quite surprised he did. Andrew maybe just a hair deep, and he didn't rock back enough.
On the 4 it is going to be, and it's 79.09, so they're inside the time. Finish on the 4 there for Andrew Burns as the rider first for the Lucky Charms. And as I say, they at worst want to be 8, and they're going to have to be a quick 8 if they're there, because they've still got the Eye Candy team to come. So just to not put themselves too far in the danger zone. 2 clears would be helpful. That would guarantee them their spot into round 2. We'll see. Lucky Charms, second rider is Lacey Gilbertson, Baisal Smail. Grand Prix winner before now in Tryon. Based long time with the Sweet Oak team of Shane Sweetnam. Ali, of course. Now winding up. And it's going to be Shane Sweetnam then to anchor the team as the last.
Way away from that first jump, but it worked well. Gain another little bit of different style in this horse. It's a little horse, and it just has to have a little bit different technique. Kind of holds itself up in the air for a split second. But so fast, when it hits the ground, it's gone, and that is a good speed horse. Meter 45, both those verticals, and they are upright. Oh, big effort. Again, I keep expecting this horse to drop, but it doesn't. It just keeps, somehow gets itself over.
And it's going to be a good one for Lacey Gilbertson as she goes clear for the Lucky Charms team. So 4 and clear. Guess what? That's 4 so far. You can see it on the scoreboard in front of you. And there we go. So there you can see their combined score, 154.23. That might come into play later on yet because we've got the Eye Candy team still to come. But if they can stay at the 4, that would guarantee their spot into round 2 because the 12 would drop down, the 8 would drop down, and so on and so forth. Shane Sweetnam needing that clear to put them in the top 4. And then that would guarantee their spot. Then they can fight it out to be whether they're going to be, which part of the podium chase down they're going to be into, whether it's going to be for the gold and the silver or the bronze. So Shane Sweetnam, birdie to throw.
And he's a good man for this job.
Yeah. Anchored the team with a win with riding Indra a few weeks ago in Michigan.
Good turn back there.
Again, the speed element of this round has really come out of the equation. It's about getting inside the time allowed, getting the faults or a lack of faults.
He's keeping his turns pretty economical, though. You know, he's not certainly that turn back after the Liverpool defense number 7. It was pretty sharp turn. Steadying there a little bit. That Oxford's quite wide coming out, and then this meter 50 vertical heading up into the corner. Never easy to jump.
Shane Sweetnam playing the anchor roll, does it again. Exactly that. And so going clear, 74.44. So it's clear there, and a team score of 4 for the Lucky Charms. Like I say, that will guarantee them into round 2 because they go into 3rd place so far. It's just that 4th place that's the danger zone now, which is AIM United on the 8 faults, which means the team that go last, this is why I said a little bit earlier on, the team that go last get the advantage because they know they've got to be better than, well, 8 faults they could be on, but they'd have to be faster than 2:33.76.
That's right.
But ideally, they want a 4. It doesn't necessarily make it easier. It just, you know what you've got to do.
However, in show jumping, best made plans
exactly
don't always come to fruition.
But if you'd also got 4 teams up there also on a 0 score, you would also know the times you got to beat. So you could have that in your mind a little bit as well.
Oh,
so
for sure.
Best laid plans, as we've seen already, and this is the point with the 3-rider team there and all scores counting, it is not over until it's over. Eye Candy, last team out.
But now these other top teams are strategizing.
So the Eye Candy team, the last to go. Team that lead the championship at the moment by some 7 points. Amy Miller will go with Cristiano. It is Jacqueline Stephens and Freaky, and Paul O'Shea with Squirt Gun. Now, interestingly, not only have you got 2 riders for Canada in this team, but interestingly, they're on their 3rd stage of the series. They've kept the same team all the way through so far.
That's right.
They saw them take a win on the 2nd week in Traverse City. They were 2nd on the 1st week in Traverse City. So hence they've got so many points so far. But Amy Miller to start us off with Cristiano. World Championship rider for Canada as well. Jacqueline Stephens for Canada with Freaky goes 2nd. Paul O'Shea of Ireland will go 3rd with Squirt Gun.
And Squirt Gun is fast. I walked the course with Ian and with Amy, and I just love walking the course with that pair, because Ian for sure has seen and done it all and just did not get his legs out of the way for that sea of the triple.
Yes, they were walking quite a few of these lines again with the thoughts of the next round as well.
Well, that's it, and especially that option jump, fence number 8, which would be the best one to take from the line and the jump off, which we'll see coming up. A little pressure on Amy to not have a further rail down. No, pressure doesn't seem to bother this gal. She just handles it, and that's that.
And she handles the pressure, as you say, finishing just on the 4. So really can't afford another one. Remember, the team in 4th place at the moment are on 8 faults on 233.76. That's the combined score of all 3 riders. So let's take a note there, 76.93 as well from Amy Miller as the first rider out. Jacqueline Stephens, Freaky, the 2nd of the Canadian riders for the Eye Candy team. And a nice combination that have been together for a little while now, Nancy, haven't they? So.
Oh, they have. She got him as a young horse. I think she went with Mark Hayes to Europe and picked him out. And I think he was maybe 7 years old at the time. And she's just brought him right up through the ranks. It was not an easy horse, and she had to spend quite a lot of time. But I think she has him where she wants him now. He's had some good placings lately. Through the Major League Triple. Little peek down again at that Liverpool.
Now that puts them on 8 faults, the same as AIM United. Now I was just doing some quick maths. On average, each rider for AIM was round in 77.92. So just give you an idea of time. So the first rider, Amy Miller, was a little bit faster than that. Jacqueline needs to leave them all up. And ideally be quite fast than that 77 again to keep them with a half a nose in front.
Now, this is not a particularly quick horse, so we'll see how it ends up.
Going to be a little bit beyond
Jumps
that.
Her up.
Yep, 77.90, 77.92. What did I just say? She's got to go round in 77.92. That's the average of the 3 riders of the other team, and she's gone round in 77.92.
Genius, that's all I can say. It's just a genius.
Finishing on the 4 there. I can't do the maths any differently to that, but it does mean that time-wise they're just a fraction ahead. But it is about leaving the fences up now because they cannot afford another rail.
On Paul, for sure. I mean, he's got to go clean if they want to be above the cut.
And if they were, time-wise, he needs to be faster than 78.91. So
folks, I want you to know I'm sitting beside the Steve Kornacki of show jumping, and anybody that watches MSNBC and specifically the election last year got an introduction to Steve Kornacki. Well, this is his twin. Sitting to my left, he's a genius.
I'm just using all the tools at my disposal. Oh,
yeah.
Paul O'Shea. Oh, a little look around there. So, yes, he's got to be clear, and he's got to be faster than 78.91, basically.
Well, this horse, I think, can certainly be fast enough.
Yeah.
But he has to be fast enough and clear enough. Good skim around the pommies. Ooh, a little rub. Interesting distance there, how that longer distance carries them to the tighter one, and they end up right underneath it. Beautiful jump over fence number 5. They've all jumped that jump really well. Sort of jumping and turning after the Liverpool.
Cutting on the inside line.
And going down there in the 7 strides, too. There have been some 8s and 9s, so he's on it time-wise. Careful here. Ooh. Big stretch over the oxer. Come on, Paul. One more to go.
Exactly. Time-wise, he's good. He looks very good. It looks very good. There we go. 72.52. Didn't even need to work that one out. So it is clear, and the team will finish on 8. 227.37. There you see AIM United go below the cut line, so they don't make it through to the second round. The teams that do make it through are the Otomi Warriors, and actually with the best score of the group. Crusaders, remember, they go back to 0 in round 2. Lucky Charms and Eye Candy. Lucky Charms and Eye Candy really starting to dominate this competition so far. Cut line, I'm afraid it means it's good night to AIM United, to the Roadrunners, to the Diamond Devils, and to the Blazing Sevens. So, Nancy.
It's just as amazing how things can change in the blink of an eye, right? And now we are changing to a different scoring.
Absolutely. We're going to go into Table C, as they call it. So speed into that second round. So there's 4 teams that we'll take through. We're going to take a break for a few moments' time as well, because we're also going to tell you the riders that are going in each round, because 2 riders go in this next round. And the third rider, you say, what happens to them? Well, they make a reappearance in the third round. So your strategy, exactly as Nancy was talking about.
And it can't be one of the 2 that are going. So that adds even more pressure. And this is why they need a genius as far as their manager is concerned.
Absolutely. Well, good luck to them all.
Doesn't. Right now, it's the perfect time to get a great price on durable, quality Kubota equipment. Upgrade your landscaping, construction, or farming equipment and attachments, and get what you need for the months ahead. Because work never stops, and neither does Kubota. See your local Kubota dealer today.
Caliday is proud to support the inaugural season of the Major League Show Jumping Series and be outfitting the top riders in the world as they compete for over $7 million in prize money over 10 events at North America's premier show jumping venues. Founded in 2014 to provide American-made luxury equestrian apparel, Caliday is known for its high-quality products and its modern take on the storied equestrian lifestyle. Visit the Caliday booth by the Grand Prix tent to shop the entire collection, as well as the official Major League show jumping apparel and merchandise.
When every second counts, the surface matters. Premier Equestrian features Protex footing product and Auto Sport base mats. Mats absorb up to 40% of the concussion. Protex provides maximum stability. Premier Equestrian is the official footing partner of Major League Show Jumping. Contact us about your arena at premierequestrian.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back with my good pal here, Kian White, and we're getting ready for round two. Kian, let's figure out who is going back to the barns.
Yeah, so this time we've got the Crusaders, Otomi, Lucky Charms, and Eye Candy advancing, which means AIM United, Roadrunners, Diamond Devils, and Blazing Sevens. Their night's done, but next round we've got a jump off track now. And now, right, these teams have to choose 2 riders out of 3 to ride, and they have to save one for the third round.
Yeah, so strategy really builds in. I mean, how do you choose who goes now, who you wait for later? I mean, if you don't choose the right riders right now for these first 2, you're not going down to round 3, so it's really strategic.
Yeah, and, you know, what's going to happen here that's really interesting is the top 2 teams from round 2 go to the gold medal match. The bottom 2 go to the bronze medal match.
And we are just getting set right here. We got our beautiful Kubota ring crew right here. Miss Kubota herself is in there, and Andrew Collins. They are making sure our rings are beautifully conditioned here for these equestrian athletes. Meter 50, huge track here set by our course designer, Oscar Soberon. He's been doing a great job. Oscar has been coming here for his entire history of Angel Stone and setting all the biggest tracks for all our major events. He wasn't able to come up here due to COVID, and we're so happy to have him back, as well as all of our fans from coast to coast also tuning in on the live stream. Welcome to show jumping here in Canada. It's never been done like this. We're making history here, 5-star here at Major League Show Jumping at Angel Stone.
And guys, turn your attention to the board, and we're going to have a little explainer video for round 2.
Major League Show Jumping, all you need to know about round 2. 4 teams advance to round 2, 2 riders per team, and they start on a 0 score. No scores are carried over. In this round, it's only time that counts. 3 seconds are added to the time for each rail dropped, so you simply finish with a time. The 2 slowest teams advance to the bronze medal round. The 2 fastest teams, though, advance to the gold medal round. Round 3. Here the decider. This is where the battle really comes down to the finish. 1 rider per team, the rider that did not jump in round 2. Here you play the strategy. The winner, simply the fastest from your round. Speed puts you on the podium.
All right, Kian, we are going to be running through the order for the jump off.
All right, so jump off order. Eye Candy's going to lead us off. They're going to ride Amy Miller and Jacqueline Steffens. They're going to save Paul O'Shea for the medal round. Then we have Lucky Charms. We got Lacey Gilbertson and Andrew Bourne's riding. They're going to save Shane Sweetnam. Then we have the Crusaders. They're going to ride.
Arms will go second. Crusaders will go third. Otomi Warriors will go fourth. Now, ignore the scores because they will start on a 0 score. Table C this time, so 3 seconds to add to their time. So basically when they finish, you will see a time. If they've had a fence down, the 3 seconds will be added in. So that will be their time. And it's the 2 times added together. It sounds complicated, it's not. I hope I can keep up with this one as well. I've been put under pressure by Nancy as well for this. So, for round 2, it is the team scores in the team times added together. Now, into round 3, the key part here is you want to be getting into the gold medal runoff. So you want to be 1 or 2 at the very worst. If you're 3 or 4, you're riding at best for bronze, and that's how it works. So it's a bit game of strategy here again, but very, very simply, Nancy, this is where we really, really get into the speed, because you want to be the fastest, going last, which means you're going for the top of the podium here.
Well, and I quite like a table C as well. I kind of equate it to the speed horses at the racetrack, the seven furlong horses, that just so much happens in a short period of time, and you can actually be the winner with a rail down because it's just the 3 seconds added.
Well, Nancy, let's have a look at the course, because you've been having a look at this for this jump-off round. We're starting over fence 12 this time, and then round to fence 8. So we're coming up to that group of fences in here where we had some options to play with.
Yes, and I think that this is going to be an important fence in the jump-off, whichever lie your horse takes, which is going to be the quickest and use the fewest strides. So they may be doing a different one than they did in the first round. And then, of course, just 10A, then all the way up to fence number 2, then quickly around to what was the triple, which is now going to be 3A and B. And then a big, long gallop to that wide Oxer fence number 4. So I think we'll see a lot of fun there and a lot of speed.
Over the Angelstone fence to finish off with. Now it'll be the same course for the next round as well. But here we talked about the options, and we'll see how this plays out for the options for the fences coming up from 8 through to 9 and so forth. But as I say, we go in reverse order. So Eye Candy team will go first. Amy Miller and Jacqueline Steffens will go in this round for the Eye Candy team, which by process of elimination means Paul O'Shea will go in the final round. Yeah, okay. Simple as that.
Simple as pie. I'm getting it.
Yeah. So Eye Candy to start us off, the championship leaders so far on a score of 18. And Amy Miller to lead them away. So Amy will go first, Jacqueline Steffens will go second, and simply we add the 2 times together. So forget all the scores we've seen so far. We scrub just like that. They scrub the standings.
They just disappear.
Yeah,
Poof. Poof.
I'm not going to mention I've got the people behind me that do the graphics.
Right.
So there they all disappear. It goes back to 0, and Amy Miller starts us off. Now this is speed, speed, speed.
And you could see her just trying to get her eye on the line she wants to take. This fence number 8 is going to be the key jump, I think. Let's see.
I think we'll see a few more inside runs to
and I think we're going to see 6 strides down there from somebody. Probably one of those Irishmen. They know how to do that. She took 9 steps up to fence number 2. Now a big gallop, just A and B. Now away she goes as quick as she can.
And cuts
Great
across
job.
that fence. There we go. So home on 37.51. And that is a very good start for Team Eye Candy. As I say, in this round, the key is get yourself into the top 2. You can see the cutoff line there again. And as the scores will get added in, you'll either be a top 2 team or a third and fourth team. If you're third and fourth, you're going to ride to the next round. The best you can do is third. You've got to get into the gold or silver. So Amy Miller posts a time of 37.51. That was quick. And Jacqueline Steffens will go second for the team in a second. Now, Jacqueline Steffens to add her time to that of Amy Miller.
Let's see what strategy she uses here. Nope, she's using the left option. It's quicker from fence number 12, but not to the next jump and the jump off. So it's whatever strength you feel your horse has. Gain the 9 strides.
Final fence.
9 to the last, and she's clean.
There we go, and a good round from Jacqueline Steffens and Freaky. So an overall time of 77.71. The 2 times are added together, 77.71 for Jacqueline Steffens. She was on 40.2. So there we go, 2 times added together, 77.71. You can see up on the scoreboard for the team there.
And all the jumps up.
All the jumps up. Nothing to add to the score. So swiftly we go on to the battle, and it's becoming a real championship battle already, even with only 2 stages gone between the Lucky Charms and Eye Candy. So they've laid it down. 77.71. Lucky Charms will go, and it's going to be Andrew Burns and Lacey Gilbertson. Lacey Gilbertson to go first with Baisal Smail, and then Andrew Burns to go second. Shane Sweetnam, we'll see him a little bit later on.
And this little horse is so quick across the ground. He may not have the largest stride by any means, but he's over the jump, lands, and is gone in a heartbeat.
Now, fast one needed, Lacey Gilbertson. 77.71. Needs to get, well, we say that's the target at the moment. Depends what the rest are doing yet. We've got another couple to come after that. So let's divide that in half. 38.85 if we were splitting the 2 times on the average.
She gets 7 strides down there. Good girl. She worked hard for that. Love this little horse. And leaves a stride out there, 8 strides.
Now, chase to the last. It's a good one.
Ride.
And I mentioned
Great
the 38.
Job.
It's 38.95. It's close to that average of the 2 times of the previous team. So the Lucky Charms staying in touching distance. You could argue maybe a second behind. We'll see. Andrew Burns has got a second to make up to keep them at the same score as Eye Candy. But I say they're trying to beat Eye Candy. They don't know which one they're trying to beat at the moment because they've got 2 other teams to go after.
That's right.
Andrew Burns then and Darkito. Going to go second for the Lucky Charms.
He's up to the job. I know he is.
And there you see, that's the 3 on the team. Shane Sweetnam will then come back for the 3rd round, depending on whether they're riding for gold or for bronze. Darkito, Andrew Burns. Not going to be slow. Can't afford to be slow.
Oh, and that's puts another twist on things.
Yeah, 3 seconds to add then.
But so look at this.
And what my quick maths, he's got about 4 seconds.
There's my 6. Sorry to interrupt, but I knew that was going to show itself.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
He needs it. About 4 seconds to make up on the other team now. But it all depends on what the other 2 teams do. Good shape turn there from Andrew. Down to the last.
7 to the last. Beautiful.
Shaving them out all the time. 39.21 from Andrew Burns. And an overall score of 78.16. 78.16 there for the team for the Lucky Charms. So they're a little bit slower than the Eye Candy. All they can do is hope that the other two teams don't go quicker than 78.16 as a combined time.
Andrew made up a lot of time with that run, though.
Let's just, we've got a moment for analysis. Just spin back into Andrew's round. He took a stride out down there. You say he got the 6th, and he really just moved it up there.
Well, he sure did, and it was interesting when I mentioned I was with Ian and McLean Ward, and McLean looked over there and he said, there's a 6th there.
Yeah.
And I looked and it looked like 8 strides to me, but these guys, they can just make it happen. That was brilliant ride, just super. So we can expect to see another one of those, I think.
Yeah, so those are the top 2 teams at the moment. They could be 3rd and 4th yet. We don't know. We've just got to wait and see because we've still got the Crusaders to come and the Otomi Warriors to go last. So the Crusaders go with Matt Cohn and Peter Leone, and then Molly Ash-Corley will return for that final round. So Matt goes first on Concouleur, and then Peter Leone and Cedric 84. Now this team know they need to be at worst better than 78.16. Ideally faster than 77.71, but basically go around here fast. And when you consider Andrew's time, sorry, I'm just going to jump back in there. When you consider Andrew had 3 seconds to add in there as well.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I think he was like 7 strides down to the last jump. Mac's horse has a massive stride. He might not be able to turn quite as quickly as some of the other smaller horses, but he makes up so much ground with his stride. It's just massive. And he does spend a lot of time in the air.
Yeah.
That's the 7 strides there and just does not get across that back rail. Popped way up and unfortunately just dropped.
Now 3 seconds to add. Yep, 3 seconds to add. 44.75 there for Matt Cohn and Concouleur. So it means the Crusaders are now very much on the back foot because we've already got 2 team scores in already. Ooh, a little bit of a mountain to climb here for them.
There is.
Yeah. Done a quick maths, because you know I like to do my maths on this. You like it when I do.
You just you're trying to impress me, and you are.
I hate to say Peter Leone's got to go around in 33.41. I mean, he's not just going to miss out strides; he's going to have to miss out fences to get around that fast.
Yeah, that is a mountain to climb.
Now, either way, though, they're into our final 4, so they're going to be riding off for bronze by the looks. Well, they will be riding for bronze because those 2 times, the chances of getting him to 33 are nil.
Yeah, I would say so.
And that will leave the Otomi Warriors. But also, this could be a little bit of a mission to show the final rider what can be achieved around the course.
Well, he took the further option and still got down there in 7 strides, so that was a great ride. And he worked hard to do it.
Last fence.
7.
He's given it a very good effort. He's in the 30s, and it's going to be 38.19.
Close, but no cigar.
Exactly. There's a 5-second stretch off where it needs to be, but that was an impossibility. But Peter
still
Leone,
a great ride.
Yeah, very well done.
On its own, it was a great ride.
Yeah, Cedric 84. So team total of 82.94 for the Crusaders. And as I say, they're going to be riding for the bronze. The question is, who will they riding against? Will they be riding against the Lucky Charms, or will they be riding against the Otomi Warriors? This remains to be seen, because the last team out have got to be faster than 78.16 to be into the podium battle for the gold.
And those are two fast riders.
Yeah, we're going to go
Warriors.
with Nick Pizarro and John Perez. And then Daniel Riha will be back for the final rounds. As we say, it's all about strategy, because a lot of this as well, you and I were talking about this, sometimes using your fastest rider last might not be what you need, because if you haven't got into the gold medal runoff,
right. Exactly.
You're out of it anyway.
So your third rider, if you are in the top two, just basically has to leave all the jumps up.
It's really simple.
Seconds added. Simple as that over a massive meter 50 course.
Exactly. What else are you going to do on a Saturday night?
No problem.
Nicholas Pizarro, Disneyland.
He has a sharp eye. He didn't like the way that rail was sitting in the cups, and asked the jump crew to make sure they were in there as tight as possible, please. Whoa. I didn't know whether he was going to get across that width or not, but he did. He just squeaked over it. Had to take a little pull there, though.
So both need a time of 39.08 or better to be in contention. 39.96. Nicholas Pizarro, Disneyland, is going to put the pressure on his last ride. Oh, he's straight out the door. Nick Pizarro for the Otomi Warriors. 39.96 from them. Like I said, they needed an average of 39.08. So here we go, 78.16 minus the 39.96, 38.2. 38.2 seconds or 38.20 seconds or faster to make that gold medal podium runoff. Otherwise, they're into the bronze.
That's a task.
It's possible.
It's doable.
Yeah.
It's a task. This horse is a winner. This pair is a winner. He's strategizing, looking at that lie of the land. Can I do that 6 strides? Oh, that was breathtaking.
Now remember, Amy Miller was ran in 37.51, so it is achievable. Good a Nike, winning combination down in Mexico earlier on this year.
No, has to go for the 8 strides. And oh, that horse really struggled across that width. Shoved his front legs out, and that was that.
Yeah, and it will be that. I don't think he's going to be fast enough. I think it's highly unlikely. So it'll be, again, the Lucky Charms against Eye Candy in the final. And the Crusaders against the Otomi Warriors for the bronze medal position. There we go, round in 41.49. So final time to add to the 39.96. And for the Otomi Warriors, as we know, they will go into the bronze medal runoff. So it'll be the Otomi Warriors against the Crusaders, Eye Candy against the Lucky Charms. It's as simple as that.
Just no math involved at all.
So Eye Candy back in the driving position. The team that are leading the championship so far by 7 points to the rest of the teams. The Lucky Charms, Diamond Devils and the Roadrunners all on 11 in the championship at the moment, having completed 2 stages of the events on the Major League Jumping Tour. So once again we see a renewing of Eye Candy against Lucky Charms, the Otomi Warriors against the Crusaders. So let's tell you the riders that are going for each of those. The Otomi Warriors is going to be Daniel Riha. For the Crusaders, it's going to be Molly Ash, and all of that coming up.
In prize money, over 10 events, and North America's premier show jumping venues. Founded in 2014 to provide American-made luxury equestrian apparel, Caliday is known for its high-quality products and its modern take on the storied equestrian lifestyle. Visit the Caliday booth by the Grand Prix tent to shop the entire collection, as well as the official Major League show jumping apparel and merchandise.
When every second counts, the surface matters. Premier Equestrian features Protex footing product and Auto Sport base mats. Mats absorb up to 40% of the concussion. Protex provides maximum stability. Premier Equestrian is the official footing partner of Major League Show Jumping. Contact us about your arena at premierequestrian.com.
Life, like work, is always in progress. You'll never really run out of things to do. It means you'll always have something new to learn. You might even discover something better. Sure, it can be hard, but you gotta be tough, like your Kubota. Because as long as you power through, you'll keep on moving forward. Kubota, for Earth, for life.
And welcome back here to the broadcast. This is Angel Stone Elevate.
That's going to be Molly Ashcawley against Daniel Rehan for the Otomi Warriors, and they will battle for the bronze, and for the gold it will be Eye Candy and the Lucky Charms. So those round 2 results. Eye Candy against the Lucky Charms, resuming that battle from Traverse City as well. Looking forward to that. So Shane Sweetnam against Paul O'Shea, and the Otomi Warriors against the Crusaders, which will be young Daniel Rehan, hot on the heels of his silver medal for the Young Rider Championships, against Molly Ashcawley and Podium. Nancy, let's take 2 of those. Let's start with...
This is going to be just a great runoff of the whole... All 4 of them, just super.
Paul O'Shea against Shane Sweetnam. We're keeping it Irish.
Oh my goodness! I think I'm going to put my money on Shane. He's been pretty quick and made a turn the other night that was more breathtaking than I can think of. So I'm going to put my money on him, I think, tonight.
Okay, we're going to start off though with the bronze medal jump off, and it's Molly Ash for the Crusaders against Daniel Reha and his silver medal winning ride from the European Championships, Choose a Shoe Z. So in we go, and Crusaders to go first with Molly Ash. Same course as we saw in the previous round, and it's again same rules, 3 seconds added for a fence down, table C. Now it's really, really complicated, this one. Fastest one win. Fastest one gets the best place on the podium.
That I can get my head around.
So Crusaders against Otomi and Lucky Charms, and then against the Eye Candy team. Molly Ash for the Crusaders to go first, Podium. So it's 1 rider for each team.
This is my little horse that just studies the jumps. We'll see he's a little bit more used to them in this round after already having been in the ring once. Look at that beautiful gallop. Right on stride. Good job, Molly. There it, oh, what a reach over the top of that oxer. She's just leaving strides out all over the place.
Looking good so far, Molly Ashcooley. Battling
Beautiful
for the bronze.
round.
Yeah, 38-61 from Molly and Berdienne. Pretty slickly done there, Nancy.
Oh, beautiful round. This horse has a massive stride. She left out one to that oxer, and there must be something, whether there's a shadow over there now or not, I don't know, but he took a big, strong look down at that back rail, but jumped it beautifully.
So 38-61, the lay-down time from Molly Ashcooley for the Crusaders. Otomi Warriors have got to beat that if they're going to get on the podium here at Angelstone. The Toronto stages of the Major League Jumping. Daniel Riha, choose a show. Going to have to choose a line here as well because he's going to have to be faster than that set by Molly.
She was pretty slick. Maybe to the last, if you could leave a stride out.
.38.61 from Molly Ashcooley. High on success after the Young Rider Championships.
Oh, unfortunately, that front rail coming down. Pretty hard to make up 3 seconds. Strong gallop to the path oxer. The triple turn double has not caused any problems in the jump off.
Still a pretty good round. Yeah, gave it a go. 42.35, Daniel Rehan and Chusa Shozet. So they will finish on 42.35. So Crusaders will finish in the bronze medal position. So bronze for the Crusaders. Now the battle for the gold. The two teams.
Two Irishmen.
Two Irishmen. One for the Lucky Charms,
both
one
fast.
for the iCaddy. Both fast, both on very good horse, of course. Shane Sweetnam and Bertie Duthor. And for the iCandy team, Paul O'Shea and Squirtgun gets put in this position again. He's been successful at it down just a few weeks ago in Traverse City. And here we go. So these two teams, it's minimum silver, at best gold. Shane Sweetnam to the Irish music comes in, Bertie Duthor. Got fellow Irishman following him. There you go. There's the Versailles.
In the proper color.
Sweetnam goes first. Now, knowing he cannot leave an inch.
It's already opening up. Leaning into the turn.
Oh. Went for the inside and it cost him a rail.
He did. He was trying to line up that 6 strides and unfortunately gained 3 seconds. The door's really open now, Stephen.
Yeah. Paul's still got to leave them up, though. Sweetnam heading home with the 3 seconds to add to his score. Still not a bad score at all. It's going to be 40.30, but it does leave the door open, as you say, for the last to go for Paul O'Shea. The danger there, Nancy, just trying to get that inside line.
Well, it's not very often you see an option. I think it was just a brilliant choice of Oscar this evening, because it has really been the ticket to the jump-off win.
Yeah. So Paul O'Shea to go last for the Lucky Charms, just walking into the arena. There he is. Number 1 for his team, and is being fielded as that as well. Anchorman to go again, but he's got to leave them up. It was Shane Sweetnam had a fence. It doesn't mean that Paul O'Shea can't have a fence.
That's right, and I think probably Shane's horse is the faster. Well, it's hard to tell. This horse has got a shorter stride, but he really scoots along, jumps, hits the ground, and is gone.
So, final rider, the Lucky Charms, to extend their lead in the championship as well. Squirt gun with all the bullets to fire this evening. We'll see. Did it a few weeks ago. Could well do it again. You can see Eye Candy on the top of that podium there, leading the championship. Now, where does he go here?
He can afford to not have quite as much speed, but he gambles in leaving the jumps up.
Still clear at the moment. Remember, got to be faster than 40.30. Should do that. He's got an age to get to the last as long as he leaves it up. Leave it up.
He does.
And he does. 39.07. There wasn't a lot in it in the end. Nancy, well, as you say, he was gambling a little bit there.
He was, because I've seen this combination go quite a bit quicker, but if he had a rail, and he's pretty thrilled with that horse. He said, look, folks, it's all him. He did it. He kept the jumps up, made us a winner for the second time in a row. Great job.
Well, terrific run for them. It is Eye Candy that will be our winners here tonight at Angel Stone. It is Lucky Charms in second place. Again, they're on the podium. Crusaders return to the podium for a second time now as they finish in the bronze medal position. Otomi Warriors in the fourth place. I'm in a minute going to go and catch up with the winning team. Nancy, thank you very much for joining me.
Great evening. So much fun. Thank you, Stephen.
And just a reminder to everyone, we're going to be back tomorrow as well. Tomorrow afternoon, we've got the 5-star Grand Prix.
That's right.
Coming up in the afternoon. I think around 2 o'clock, something like that.
Good jumping tomorrow.
Yep, looking forward to all of that. But stay with us in a few moments. So I'm going to catch up with the winning team as well and a replay of how it all came together.
You see that I'm the one who loves you more.
And what an exhilarating round that was with Paul O'Shea. We're welcoming in our winning riders here. We got some interviews on the way over by the Major League Podium.
Well, thank you very much. Yes, let's just bring you in here. Paul's out there still on his horse at the moment, but Jacqueline and Amy, let's just bring you that way just a little way. This way we go. There we go. I'll go in the middle. There we go. Come this way. I'm going to face that one over there. And there we go. Amy, well, we kept this team together all the way through so far. You haven't made any team changes over 3 legs.
We have not made any changes yet because it's working. And when it's working, why not keep going?
Absolutely worked again. Jacqueline, you're on another winning team.
Yeah, it's been a blast. I'm really lucky to be riding with both Amy and Paul. They're great teammates.
Now, first time here up in Canada for this series as well. How does it feel winning on home ground?
It's incredible. I mean, this was one of my home horse shows growing up. Actually, the first place I ever jumped in FEI class. And to be back here jumping a 5-star on a winning team, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Well, for you've won on home ground before now, but new one for you in Major League. What was it like tonight? Now, we had to play a lot of strategy into that second round, so as much as we're concentrating on Paul, your rounds were the key ones here.
Yeah, so we made Paul work pretty hard in the first round to get us into the second round, and then once we were there, Jacqueline and I decided to make up for it and make his job easy in the end.
Now, what were your last words out there to Paul to get him motivated?
I mean, he knows his job very, very well, and I said, just basically ride the same plan that I rode because that seemed to work, and that's what he did.
And don't get it wrong.
No, he doesn't seem to do that, so I don't worry about that.
Eye Candy leading the championship now, and still were coming into this round. We got to cheer. I think Erica and the team are all here as well for Eye Candy. And we got Paul O'Shea. Paul, in you come. Come here, dear boy. We're going to face the camera over there. Paul, well, I know you're a man of many, many words. Fantastic round once again. How did that feel?
Good.
Brilliant. That's about the most insightful thing you've ever given me. Paul, you've been in this a couple of times now, riding in that final. What's it like riding in that? What's the pressure like? What's the fun like in doing it?
It's great fun. The pressure, Squircun is such a talented horse. It's, all I have to do is try not to mess it up too much. He really is a very special horse, and he does most of it.
You did an amazing job. Well done to all 3 of you. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Team Eye Candy.
Thanks a lot, Stephen. That was great to hear those interviews. Such great competitors. At this time, we'd like to turn it over to our presenters for tonight's Major League Show Jumping Competition, Matthew Morrissey, Kean White, Kelly White, and Sheila Johnstone. And now we'd like to invite in our bronze medal team here into the showgrounds. They were unbelievable there. They're walking into the ring. Happy to have them there. And they will be going up onto the podium there, into the 3rd place position. Not on the podium yet, please. And now we'd like to invite our silver team into the stadium. Team name is for the 3rd team. 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Can you write the team's names down here? I don't have them. There's nothing up on the screen. Yes, and finally our gold winning team there. We'd like to invite them into the ring to take their place. They are moving their way onto the podium. Okay, we are in our places. The bronze medal team, they battled all day. They were fantastic. Please welcome up to the podium the Crusaders. The Crusaders consisted of Mac Cone and Cone Couleur, Peter Leon and Cedric 84, and anchor rider Molly, Ash Colley, and Bertian. All right, the silver medalist getting set to perform. It was a heated battle going back to forth. They are beginning to have a heated rivalry between these two teams. They were just off the mark. Please welcome up to the podium our silver medalist, Lucky Charms. First rider, Andrew Bournes, and is riding Darkito. Silver medalist, she was absolutely clutch from the United States of America, Lacey Gilbertson. She was mounted with Byzant Mail. And from Ireland, he gave it all he could. I know he'll be back for more. Last night's winner, just off the mark tonight from Ireland, Shane Sweetnam and Birdie to Thought. And your winners in the first installment of Major League Show Jumping here in Canada at Angelstone. Please welcome to the podium and still on top, Eye Candy. Special awards going to go to Canadians, Amy Miller and Cristiano. And also, we like to congratulate another Canadian, young and up-and-coming rider, Jacqueline Steffens and Frankie. And your anchor rider, he was clutch. He rode incredible tonight. From Ireland, riding for Team Eye Candy, getting it done, Paul O'Shea and Squirkun. These guys were absolutely unbelievable. The first installment of Major League Show Jumping team competition here at Angelstone. They battled it out. What an incredible group of horses here tonight. We put on a show for all of our competitors. And out comes the champagne. And it's about to get wet and wild here at Angelstone. Get out the dry cleaning. These guys, it's not their first time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to announce our winning team to be back up on their horses and lead us off. on a victory gallop for Eye Candy. It's Amy Miller, Jacqueline Steffens, and Paul O'Shea. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a big Angel Stone send-off for Team Eye Candy. Five-star show jumping here live in Canada. We're so well honored to welcome everyone back. Friendship, love, and competition is what we're about at Angel Stone. Here we go. Send them off. Team Eye Candy, your winners of the first ever Major League Show Jumping event in Canada. Now, how about that for a first installment of five-star jumping here in Canada? I hope everybody had a great...
Lucky Charms at 19. It was a 7-point difference going into this stage. It extends even further for them. Crusaders closing up the gap as well, though, into third at the moment on 16 points. And then 14 points after that to the Roadrunners. The Diamond Devils on 13 points. And Otomi Warriors on the 10. And AIM United on the 9. Blazing Sevens on the 8 points there for the team standings for the overall championship so far. And that's how they sit at the moment. Eye Candy dominating after 3 stages of the events here of the Major League Series so far. 2 in Traverse City, and then, of course, the first one here in Canada as well. And looking forward to what's coming up at the next stop. It's not too far to go because it's here. It's at Angel Stone. We're going to be staying here in Canada for another week and here at the Toronto stage of the Major League Jumping. So not too far to go away. And, of course, tomorrow don't go away too far either because we're going to be bringing you the 5-star Grand Prix as well tomorrow afternoon. So looking forward to all of that. Thank you very much to all of you who have been a part of it. And we will be back soon.
Thank you.